Mrs. Ann Foster. She's the person who is going to translate our interview into Spanish, because we have our own people who are very interested in understanding what is going on with women in Afghanistan, and the only way we can do it is with a translation in this same place. So, Mariana, let's start. I will give a very little interview, a very little presentation, first in Spanish and then in English. Is it right for you?
Okay. Yes.
May I?
Okay, I'll let you guys start, and good luck, ladies. I'll let you guys speak.
No, please be my guest and stay with us.
Are you sure? I'd rather have you.
Please, it is for us. For us, it's it's unique to have a mother and her daughter fighting for the same cause. And
yes,
this is the first interview for Argentine women to see you fight. And for us, this is very important. So please stay with your mom and help us.
Okay, for sure.
Mariana, we can start whenever you want.
Okay, I'll just cut myself off because I will do the translation. I will be typing what either Maria is asking and, of course, all of your answers, Fatana. So I'll cut my audio off now and I'll be typing all that is said. Okay?
Ann Foster, you look great, as always. Thank you. Thank you for being there. I love you.
Love you all. I'll see you in a while. I'll set off, but I'll be right here. Okay?
Cuando vos digas, Mariana, comenzamos.
Bueno, nos preparamos, comenzamos a grabar. Cuando escuches la señal.
Muy buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es María Novakoski. Soy la presidenta de Mujeres Liberales Argentinas y vicepresidente de International Republican Women. En el día de hoy vamos a tener una entrevista particular. Vamos a tener a las señoras Musca Gailani y la señora Fatana Gailani. Son dos mujeres afganas, perdón, otra vez. I'm sorry. Mariana, cortalo, please, I beg you. Mariana. Porfa. Afganistaníes. Dale, empecemos.
No hay problema, no hay problema.
Sorry.
Bueno. María, por favor, no me hagas preguntas a mí, ¿no?
No, mi amor.
Bueno, comenzamos.
Hoy la tengo a Ann.
Voy a estar escuchando, haciendo la asistencia técnica, pero no voy a entrar en la reunión.
Dale, dale.
¿Dale? Bueno, cuando comience de nuevo el sonidito.
Muy buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es María Novakoski. Los recibo esta tarde. Vamos a hacer un programa muy especial. Soy, como ustedes saben, presidente de Mujeres Liberales Argentinas y esta tarde tenemos dos personas que nos van a acompañar muy, pero muy particulares. Una de ellas es la señora Fatana Gailani y su hija Musca Gailani. Las dos son mujeres afganas que nos van a contar cómo es la vida de estas mujeres después de que el presidente Biden haya decidido terminar de retirar las tropas en Afganistán. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is María Novakoski. I'm president of International Republican Women and Mujeres Liberales Argentinas. It is a pleasure to see you today. We are transmitting a very special interview tonight. We are having Mrs. Fatana Gailani and Muska Gailani from Afghanistan. We will be speaking about how are their lives once the President of the United States has decided to take out all the troops from Kabul, and we are interested to know how are the lives nowadays. Hi, Fatwana, how are you doing?
Hi, Maria. Good afternoon. It is very great moment for me. I am talking with you, and thank you so much for you. You give interesting for my country and for my people. Thank you so much. Please, you ask me any question. I'm ready to give you an answer.
Maria, we can't hear you. We cannot hear you.
I'm sorry. Somebody has put off my voice. I was asking you, how do you see the role of women today in the Afghan world?
Maria, working for Afghanistan, working for women, for me, it's not new. More than 4 decades, I'm fighting for my country, for peace, for security, for women's rights, for human rights. From that time when the Soviet Union, Russia attacked in Afghanistan, from that time I work for women's rights, for children's rights. Until now, I met in all my life many tragedy, many sad stories from my country. Now in this moment, it is not new for me. This is, I don't know, 3-4 times repeat again and again. But I'm now in Afghanistan. I am work with women. Our organization name is Afghanistan Women Council. Since 1986, I start my activity for women's rights, for human rights. I work with very, very poor women. They have many children, and I'm working with that woman. They lost our husband in the war. And I'm working with the women. They are suffering from the war. They have mindly problems. And I'm working for education and for economy problems for women. I'm working with very, very poor women in my country. And in this more than 3 weeks, when Taliban come and the power, they took all Afghanistan, all our activity is stopped. Before Taliban come on the power, there was a COVID-19 sickness was in Afghanistan. All our activity was closed more than 2 years. We are not working. And now Taliban is coming, and they are said women should wait for some time because it is a very hot situation. It is emergency situation. You should to wait for some time in our home. We have patience. We have patience. We're waiting, but I hope Taliban should to work with women and give chance for the women. And I hope they are caring about the women's issue very seriously. And because we have more than 2 million widows in Afghanistan, and our people become very, very poor by this 4 decades in war in Afghanistan. And girls and children need education. And I hope Taliban have a program for the future for these people. I take the names, and I hope the Taliban is support the organization like my organization. We are an independent organization. I'm very happy I'm not working with the President Ghani government, because I understand that my government is very dirty for Afghanistan, for Afghan people. I am not work with them. I stay independent, but I stay work with my people, with very poor women. From these things, I'm very happy. But I spend very hard time, very difficult time, because one side I work for women, and another side I should to find money for my organization, and the another side the international organizations, NGOs, partners, NGOs, and different kind of policies is also very difficult for me. And another side, I work for peace and security for my country, and I put my voice for the international community, especially for the U.S. Government, for to stop this war and to go on the peace of way, because Afghan people is getting tired with this long war in 4 decades in Afghanistan, because after 9/11 and the U.S. government with NATO in come to Afghanistan, they gave us promise very soon we are working with Afghan people for good government, for women's rights, for human rights, for drugs issue, and we're working with Afghan people. But they are forget Afghanistan, they forget all our promise. They are starting the war between Taliban in all the world, and they are spend all the money for the killing Afghan people, and to putting bombardment and making a large bombardment in Afghanistan. They kill many Afghan people in the President Ghani time. More than 70,000 people was died. All is young boy, and a lot of family without mind stay in Afghanistan now. But now is a time, I think, United States is, I think, is feel a little bit shame, because they said to Afghan people, we are working for peace and democracy, but all the time they spend our time for fighting, the killing Afghan. Now is a time, I hope they give to listening us. We invite them. Now, after Taliban, they close all our embassy, all the Western country, in United States also, they close our activity in Afghanistan. All the NGOs, all the foreigners, they leave Afghanistan, they leave us alone. It is again very big shame for them. This is not human being. This is not human right. This is not woman's right. Why they are broke us our promise with us? And now I hope they are not make another mistake, and they should to take care to Afghanistan and to come to work with us and to work with the Taliban and to go in the peace way for the security, for a good life for Afghan people, especially for Afghan women.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I was thinking while you were answering me, how do journalists, women, do survive nowadays in your country? Now that, yeah.
Many Afghan journalist women, before Taliban come to on the power, we was 700 journalists, but now is about 100 journalists is staying in Afghanistan. Most they are leave Afghanistan. They not like to stay in Afghanistan. The men also leave Afghanistan. A lot of radio and television not working. They stop our activity. They are afraid and they leave country.
I see. Can you tell us, Fatana, who are the Taliban and why they mistreat so much to women?
Yes, this is a question from me also from the Taliban. They talking about our beautiful religion in Islam, they're talking about Islam a lot. But Islam means peace, is love, is human being, in woman's right. And but they are, I not understand why they close all a woman's activity in this moment. And they are said you should to wait some time. I hope they are not make a mistake like 1995. They make a lot of mistake. They close all the women's activity. And I hope they are not make again a mistake, because Islam not say to close woman activity, to close the university, to close the school, to close the business, to close the hospital, to close all activity for the human being, for women's right. And
Why?
I hope
they do that. Why do they do
why
that?
I do not understand really. I'm going to ask from them why you are closing all this activity. But then I hope they are not.
Are they afraid of you? I mean, are they afraid of women? Are they afraid of our force? Are they afraid of our intelligence? Are they afraid of all what we can make when we have the power in our hands? Why do they do that?
Yes, I don't know. We are not powers, like we are not have tank, airplane, weapons. We are not commanders. We are not warlords. They are afraid from us.
Yes. You have the power to give birth. You have the power to give birth. You have the power to give freedom, because babies are born free, independently, if we are women or men. I am asking why Taliban are so afraid of women.
Exactly, I not understand why. I'm going to ask them if I meet them, because we have a plan in the very near future to see some Taliban if possible. We're going to ask them why you make like this. But Afghanistan people is a Muslim people. They love our religions, but they don't like fanatic ideology by the name of Islam. And I hope this time they are not make mistake like before. They make a lot of mistakes.
I see. May I ask you which international organisms or countries are providing you directly evacuation help?
Many countries, United States, Europe countries, they help to take that Afghan, they work with them. And they work before Afghan people working in with American embassy, with American companies, American NGOs, with European NGOs. They help this kind of people to take them away. But this is not a solution. They should leave them here to work here in Afghanistan. And this money is going to, by this kind of issue, this money go for education, for another issue, for food for women. They don't have no food. They are on the street. They are stay in the parks with our children. They are become a bigger. I do not like this kind of programs to take them away. Why? I do not like this game, this to show for the people of the world. I don't like it.
I think
people is like it to be Western countries should to be honest now with us, because in 20 years there was not honest. We are not made honest face from them. Now is the time they should to work with us to stop this war, and nobody support any warlord from outside the country. like Western, like neighbors, anyone. We don't want, we're getting tired from the war. Now is the time, if Western country, United States, is really honest with Afghan people, they should to listen to us. We want peace and security. This now, if they want to help them, to help to build Afghanistan and to come to work with us for our future, for our children. It is my responsibility. I'm sitting in very hot moment in Kabul with my young girls, and they not any activity. They stop our university, and they're sitting at home because for my people, for my Afghanistan women, they are not to lost our hope because everybody is leaving Afghanistan. I don't like to leave Afghanistan. I want to stay here with my people and to fight for them, for peace and for security and for economy help for them. Now in my organization, he's not any money. More than 60, 65, my colleagues have no salary from many months. And 5, 6, my colleagues, they are worried, they are leave country, they go to Canada. But anyway, I am stay like this, and I hope you understand me, and your people be help me and to put my voice for your people, and to ask from them help for peace and for economy.
Fatana, I want to tell you that my country, Argentina, is facing one of the darkest times of our history, of our political history. We are under a socialist government with 50% of the population that we are facing harvest. I mean, the 50% of the population are poor on a rich country and with no work, with no possibilities to develop industries. And I always say the same. The key of all this is education. It's education for everyone. And people who are handling this game, they don't want to have an educated population. And it is the only way, the only way to change the chess game is to have educated women. That is why it is very, very important to maintain and sustain the schools. Can you tell me what is a secret school?
A security school we don't have, not now. But security school, some women make with some foreign women in 1995 when the Taliban the power in Afghanistan, only few schools secret. But now everything is open, everybody is working, everybody coming on the media, they want to show our work. Myself, more than 500-600 interview I gave in this 5-6 years from women's issue, for security, for education for the women, from economic problems, about my activities. But now we don't want to be security school in Afghanistan. We want to everything to people should to know people Afghanistan don't like the secret things. They want to know everything by our eyes, by our face, and want to see what is going on.
Do women and girls can assist nowadays to school? I mean, are they open to them or not?
Not from the class 1 to class 6, somewhere is girls go to school. But after class 7 to class 12, they are Taliban said you should wait for some time. Because now in Kabul is full of the Taliban with the guns. It is very security tough situation in this moment. Also, people not like to, in this kind of situation, go to outside. For this issue, many times I repeated to you, we need peace and security. And the people in the world, especially United Nations, to soon as possible come to solve this issue with us. This is a duty of United Nations now. In this 4 decades, the activity of United Nations was very weak in Afghanistan. Just they talking too much, but they are not doing anything. Now is the time to work with us for the security.
Fatana, I want to ask you, do Afghan women have learned how to use weapons to defend themselves?
Some dear, yes. Some part of Afghanistan, some women, but it's not too much. Maybe very, very little.
Do you understand the importance of this?
No, but in myself, I don't like it because I'm working for human.
I don't like it too. But if I
yes.
have to decide between my daughter and any man, I can guarantee you that I will have no problem at all to use it, because the life of my children is first. My life is first. Please, please be so kind to understand and to promote this between women.
Yes, I understand. I understand, but we have around 5,000 women police in our past government, but I don't know about the future of the women's police in Afghanistan. But in myself, I do not know how to shoot it because I work for women's rights, human rights, and I don't like to stay with the secret, with the guns, with the guards, with the this kind of things, because I'm working. My work is very nice and everybody is appreciated. Everybody support me and trust me. This is very strong things for me.
I understand, and I'm so happy that you are doing all this work for your country and for all these lovely women. I wanted to ask you, how do men and women interact in most social events, in the family, in dinner, when praying or socializing? How is the movement in a house, for example?
In the family, they are nice with each other. Man is make a lot of respect to woman. For example, in my husband and support me a lot. He is listening me a lot. He love my daughters a lot, and he is very nice with us. Many men in Afghanistan, they love our family. But we have everywhere some sickness, men and women, everywhere in the world. For example, in my country now, around 3 million men using drugs. This kind of man is not nice with the family, of course, because they are sick and they are using drugs. And otherwise, it is not too bad for us.
I see.
Our culture,
and
our
for example,
culture is very strong. Our Islamic culture and Afghan culture is very nice.
I have no doubt of it at all. Do you have dinner together? I mean, do you pray together or not? Or as it happens, for example, in Pakistan, as far as I understood, women pray in one place and men in another place. The same happens in Israel. That is why I'm asking you, do you have this type of same culture?
Yes, when we have a guest a lot, we have this kind of cultures. But when we are sitting at home eating we are three, me and my daughter and my husband, and we say, thanks God, Alhamdulillah, we have a good food, and God give us good health and peace and security and good long life for our children. We are also making pray like this.
Maria, I would like to add, the reason why men and women actually, from what I think, is that when they are in a room, for example, there are 20 men, 20 women, I think it's more for the comfort of the women to be praying separately so they're comfortable while they're praying, rather than being nervous around men, because it's natural. Women do get a little nervous around men. So I think it has to do with the comfort level to pray, and obviously if it's a big family, the men and women do stand together and pray, where it could be one room, the men in the beginning and the women in the back, they all do pray together. But like we have mosques that have sections for men and then the section for women. So that's never been an issue. We are all just like normal human beings. We do interact, we do sit and talk, we do go out for dinners, to lunch, to high teas, everything. We do everything, but in a very cultural, respectful, and religious context. So it's not like we're afraid of men or men are afraid of seeing women. We do sit down and interact and laugh and crack jokes and just have a good time. So,
Maska, do you have children?
I'm not married. I'm single.
You're not married. Or I will ask then to your mom. Do you have any gender preference concerning babies then?
No, Mary, I have two daughters. My older daughter, she's 42 years old. I'm a grandmother. She's living in United States. She is working. And my second daughter, Muska, she's my friend. And we are very happy. Never I think I'm so busy with my life, with my job. And I love my country and I love my job. And I love my two daughters and I love my husband. And I love my people. I'm working very hard for my people. I don't know. No.
I got to know Maska through a friend of ours called Aisha Bano. She's Pakistani. And I got to know her on an international seminar through an organization, a German organization called Neumann Foundation. This foundation, what it does is to choose female leaders around the world and to contact us in order to help us and to strengthen our bonds between countries. That is how I got to know you. And I'm so happy to have met Aisha because she's a very special woman. I don't know if you know her, but she's light. She is all the rainbow together. I always tell her I am so pleased to have met her. Tell me one thing. Is there any role for women in economy or politics in Afghanistan today?
Yes, in Afghanistan, and in this moment, in these 3 weeks, when the Taliban come on the power, women have not any activity. But before Taliban, many women involved with politics, and there was active, their work, there was on the parliament, and like this. But then I hope for the future to have like this again.
All right. I would like to ask, all my questions have been successfully answered. And if you don't mind, Fatwana, I would ask the people who are listening if they want to ask you any other special question. Would you mind? Do you give me your permission?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. Let me check just a little bit.
Okay.
Bárbara, Pablo, Milagros, ¿alguien tiene alguna pregunta que gustaría hacer? Sí, Bárbara. Por favor. ¿Hablas inglés?
So, my English is not perfect.
Okay, doesn't matter. This is Bárbara Walsh. She is part of Mujeres Liberales Argentinas. She's part of International Republican Women, and she wants to speak with you directly. Dale,
Okay,
Barbie.
thank you.
I begin and try to speak in English, but maybe follow in Spanish, okay? Well, I want to ask both of you. I talk like Tarzan.
Don't worry.
What do you think are the most important tools, materials tools maybe, but the most important intellectual tools?
And spiritual.
Is spiritual, intellectual, and materials tools. Priority tools for make the difference and change step by step all the situation who are talking and comment us today.
Masca, did you understand?
Yes, I did. I'm trying to explain it.
Perfect. Perfect.
Puedo traducir al español, eh?
No, está perfecto, está perfecto.
Thank you.
Marianne, I'm thank you so much from this question. Education is very important. It's very, very important. I think if people has educated in my country and they love our religion in the research about religions perfectly, nicely, only this in myself make me strong, give me hope, and make me happy is only pray between me and my God. Because I trust my God, I love my God, I ask all from God.
The meditation is fundamental.
Yes, education is very important. We should to teach them, to send our children to the school and to work with them very hard and to teach them to be very nice person in your life and to love your parents, you love your family, and you love your country. We should teach them about our country, about our freedom, about God, about honesty, about many things, to teach them, to push them very kindly, very nicely, with a lot of patience. They should too understand. But it's very hard work, as need. I explain these things to you, and I make this work with my people in my center, with women and women. I push them. I work with every woman's 3 years work, and I teach them to how to nice it with your family, how to nice with yourself, how to nice with your husband, with your children, and how to work and find good food, honest food for your kids, and your kids should to be honest person in our life. I work very nicely, honestly, kindly with this woman. They are very happy, and their life is also very changed. It's good change. It's not bad change.
Yes, I think the same must be the gently and love with the, a gently work with love.
Yes, yes.
And the material,
Yes.
the material tools, maybe you need to have material tools, or do you have a material tools?
Yes, yes, of course, yes.
Do you need things like a pen or paper or something like this, or do you have access to these tools, these basic tools for the educations like internet or
material? We are using material for education. A material for education for children, the material for the education for the woman. We are showing by the pictures, by painting, and writing, talking, explaining, and so many things.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. If you knew a few materials, you can talk with Maria, of course.
Okay.
Thank
you very much, Gabi, for your question. I wanted to ask Pablo. Hi, how are you doing?
Yes.
¿Cómo te va, Pablo? Muy buenas tardes. Gracias por compartir esta tarde con nosotras. Decime cuál es tu pregunta.
Thank you very much. And how trustable are, in your opinion, Afghan media outlets like Toulon News, that has a YouTube channel we can follow? And would you recommend any particular way of following Afghan news for people like us that live far from Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Hi, Pablo. I would like to answer that. I think Tolo News is very reliable, and you can go onto Twitter. And I mean, right now I cannot name them for you, but I could definitely send the links to Maria to share it with you, and you could follow the news step by step that happens in Afghanistan. But for now, I would definitely recommend Tolo News.
Thank you very much.
I would also like to say that I think Twitter and normal people will give you a lot more honest reviews of what's happening than Tolo News, because since it is a local channel, it is being controlled and it has become very limited. They're not allowed to speak too much. So they will give you half of the story and maybe not the other half. So I think I'll send links to Maria of Twitter or Facebook, and then you could follow those.
Well, I have to add that I've seen in Toulon News, for example, the aggression against journalists that happened yesterday, and in a way some critical information. But the problem is I only studied a little Persian, so I can spot a few words, and either way, I find very useful images and contextual information. That sometimes is better than fully understanding Fox News or CNN or so. And do you think that the situation of women is any different in Kabul compared to Kandahar, Mazar-i-Sharif, and other towns and places in the country?
And nowadays, many women, they are sitting in the city. They are understand, they are learning. In many years, they go to university, go to work, go to school. But majority of Afghan women inside the country, they do not know many things. And they just want security, not war, and they need economy support. And but Kabul women is a little bit different, because Kabul is the capital in Afghanistan, and here is a lot of university and a lot of large young generation. They go to university, they learning a lot of things. Their minds is not darkness. They are believe democracy. They believe human rights, women's rights. They like to go to university to study more and more. They are a little bit different from another part of Afghanistan, like Kandahar, like Paktia, like Paktika, like Kunar, like Nuristan, like Badakhshan, and some another part of Afghanistan.
Good. Thank you, Pablo. Thank you very much for all your questions.
Thank you, Maria.
No, please. I will ask Anne Foster, please stop writing. And would you be so kind to give us your last question in order to start concluding this interview?
Thank you so much. Yes.
Just let's wait a little bit. Anne, do you listen to me?
Yes.
You listen to me.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. First of all, I find you to be two very brave women who bear the voice of so many unheard. Basically, I don't have a question. I have a praise for you two, honestly.
Thank you so much.
I really consider you two heroic women who speak up for so many women who cannot, for several or different situations they live. So I honestly don't have a question. I just have admiration for you two. And
thank you so much.
Anything we can all do as women in any part of the world in which we are, I believe we must come together as a unite group and be able to be free as we really are.
Okay. Thank you very much. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Excuse me. There is a phrase that says that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. I want to thank you very, very much, Fatana and Maska, to share this afternoon with us, to give us your time, to give us your story. And I really would love to keep on being in contact and to share all our interviews with you in order to try to strengthen this bond that has started today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria, so much. I'm so happy. I'm talking with you, with my another sister and brothers, and God bless you. And I hope we are in touch in the future, and you pray for peace in my country. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. I tell you, on September 14th, we will be interviewing Mrs. Marina Russia Sukidava. She's from Belarus, and we will be speaking about Belarus female revolution. So you are invited. So you are invited too on the 14th at 2 p.m. See you then, and it is a pleasure to see you until the next time. Nos vemos. Muchísimas. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, please be my guest. Muchísimas gracias a todos por habernos acompañado hoy. Fue un placer escuchar historias de mujeres que realmente la están pasando y la están luchando del otro lado del mundo por sus derechos y por ser libres. Y la verdad tienen todo mi respeto y mi admiración. Les mando un beso. Nos vemos. Bye. See you.
Bye-bye.
See you.